James, this is just the latest example of why WCW won, and
Let's hear it.
and
I
like
heard you say this earlier, and then you say you were gonna come up with you were gonna further elaborate, and so I didn't check in on whatever you had
you
up your
know,
sleeve, but let's hear it.
yeah, man,
What you got?
much in the way Bomani Jones likes to say, the South won. You know, I like to say WCW won. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and these things, some of them are funny things, some of them are actual things that have happened. But let's just take a look at the list. Like, when you think about all the ideas that modern pro wrestling implements, a lot of them come from WCW.
That's true.
Think about War Games.
Mm-hmm.
War Games. The announcement of this had people going crazy, despite Elimination Chamber being around for 20 years already, and no one
Yep.
ever really loving it like that. And now
Except for like the first one, oddly.
right,
Yeah.
and now it's like replacing the Survivor Series format that it kind of like was invented to fuck with.
Right. Remember 2014, early 2014. Everybody wanted like a War Games version of Elimination Chamber between the Wyatts and the Shield. You remember that?
Yep,
Yeah.
never did it.
10 years of One Nation Radio. That was a topic of conversation at the time. And man, you think about it, that match would have been killer. That match would have been killer. But yeah.
So more why WCW won. Tell me if you heard this before. A never-ending title reign for a heel that rarely wrestles, that's a part of a unit that overruns the promotion.
Yeah, it's vaguely similar.
I'm seeing
I mean,
the same
I think
thing here.
I think it stops once you get to the bell ringing, but sure.
Just overrun the promotion, no opponents, heels. Company swears that's the only way that they can survive.
No. Hollywood Roman.
Yep.
Hollywood Roman. NWO Roman.
3-hour shows, James. Where did 3-hour shows begin? WCW Nitro.
Yeah.
Raw has been 3 hours for 10 years now. The junior heavyweight style wrestling that got popularized in America in WCW has taken over as the predominant kind of wrestling style that, I enjoy the most.
It's definitely the most influential around the world.
Yep. The United States Championship itself just still alive today, from WCW.
Yep.
AEW.
They didn't keep the TV title though.
They did not keep the TV title, but the TV titles look like the trios titles. AEW, of course, being on TNT and TBS.
The TV titles. The TV title. That's kind of the TV. It's kind of TNT title now at this point. But yeah.
Yeah. So TNT and TBS being the home of AEW, of course, the resurrection. Every single pay-per-view being brought back in NXT and all of them popping numbers, James. Great American Bash, Halloween Havoc, War Games itself.
Was War Games was that a takeover or was that actually just what they put on Wednesday or Tuesday?
That was a takeover originally.
Right. Okay, I get you mean. Okay.
Think about it. Nobody's getting excited for Backlash if that comes back, or Insurrection or something like that. All this
like,
leads to tell me is WWE has no culture.
If I wouldn't go that far, because like there are things they could pull out of the bag and still be like, oh, I would like to see that. Like they could pull out King of the Ring, like. You know how that goes. Like they pulled out. Remember originally they got rid of Elimination Chamber and they had to bring it back. But I get what you're saying. Like, and a lot of that comes down to Triple H's influence and him being, obviously a Harley Race ass motherfucker. So, like,
James, also, there are WWE fans sincerely wanting someone with the last name Rhodes to win the championship.
I don't knock that, because it's like, when we go through creative success of the year for One Nation Radio and the One Nation Radio Awards, like Cody Rhodes' babyface run in WWE them 2 months, like has to be like the best thing they've done, if not the second best thing they've done, depending on like how people feel about the like Roman just being the top champion. I don't know how you say, like, as far as creative champion, you say like Roman Reigns ace run or whatever. I don't know, but like after that, like it's gonna be real hard for you to then like not come up with like Cody Rhodes' babyface thing, or Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins as being like the top of their creative success of the year. Am I wrong here?
No.
Yeah. So yeah, like he's like he came in as a big deal. They made him super hot. He won every big match, and like he's going now. Like they did what we always want them to do when somebody comes in that like has potential to like reach at the top. So like bravo to him for that part. It sucks that he got hurt.
So Japanese wrestlers on Turner Network Television setting up pay-per-view showdowns with American companies. Run it up. WWE actually becoming a Southern wrestling hotbed. Being wrestling that the small cities enjoy, which is ironic because they always were the Northeast New York big city promotion. They no longer are. Even though it's picked up of late, but they've definitely caught fire in Carolina, South Carolina, Atlanta. You see them in Mississippi sometimes. You see them in Alabama. You see them in Tennessee. And this year, like that all sounds real Beltway, Rust Belt influence there.
Well, Bible Belt.
Or Bible Belt, excuse me. Influence wrestling there. That, not for the smarks, celebrities challenging for the world title. Let's run it up. So, much in the way David Arquette once challenged for the WCW world title.
All right. Now, okay, I'm gonna stop you there. At first, you were talking about the good things.
Oh, there are more. There's more.
Let's get to the good things first, and then we can get to the funny parts. And it was like you're retracing like the parts that absolutely killed WCW. It made them dead. It made them part of IP on that's a tab on the Peacock. So let's go with the good things, the good influences.
Evil authority figure. Eric Bischoff was on TV a year before Vince McMahon. Not counting that Memphis stuff. Stop yelling. Dusty Rhodes being a mentor to so many of today's biggest wrestlers. Both companies. Go down the list.
Yeah, NXT.
Sting. Sting is alive and thriving today. And what do you think of Sting as? WCW.
Yep, the franchise.
And last but not least, James, the reason why WCW won, Ric Flair's last match being a draw still. In 2022, the Nature Boy Ric Flair was
the disgraced Nature Boy. Yes. They gotta add that part. Like, if he had, think of how much better it would have done had that shit not came out from the revelation from Dark Side of the Ring.
It's amazing it did what it did.
Right. Right.
They sold pay-per-views and they sold the building out that weekend. Unbelievable. At the end, WCW won.